Kid Joe Day. Yeah, the gods come and play.
So when did you feel past the demos, past the battles, past just, you know what I'm saying, trying to get on? You know what I mean? When did you feel like, you know what I'm saying, I think I'm doing this right now, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a professional career. Whether it be the first time that you started rhyming professional like for you, or can you also tell us like the first professional like maybe even move that you did within the battle circuit too? Like kind of like let the listeners know about that.
I mean, all the first is what people, what I remember. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, think about it. Everybody. Like, you remember the first time you got some pussy? You know what I'm saying? You remember the first time you got punched in the fucking face? You know what I'm saying? That is always so like, yeah. With the first time I got a paid show, I was like, wow, I'm getting paid to do this, and that was at
That was a special show. Let them know who you opened up for. Right?
Yeah, my first ever paid show was back. You know, we used to do this thing called 88 Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? And I was battling some dude outside, and this guy approached me like, yo, you dope, yo, I'm booking shows at my school. You want to perform at my school? And I was just like, yeah, like. I ain't had no music, I ain't had no nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Was it Pace University?
Yeah, but I had all my people, you know what I'm saying? I had lifers around, strongholds around, we was on deck. So I had bars and all that, so I'm like, he was like, yeah, I got some bread for you. And so he paid me like, if I remember, it was probably like $250, $300.
Back then too.
But
that was like $1,000.
But yo, I was like, yo, bro, you gonna pay me like to I think I do this shit for free. But yeah, so that show was definitely a turning point, and that show was Beatnuts, Fat Joe, and Rakim. Beatnuts, Fat Joe, Rakim. Yo, you know what? I don't want to.
rock that night. DITC rocked that night, I believe.
Okay, that might be the case. Because L was around. Rest in peace to L. Because Fat Joe was performing.
Yes.
The
whole
so L, Big L, yeah, you know what? I'm Life said it, yeah. Big L was there too. Rest in peace to the bro L. But yes, and that was the first show that I'm like, wow, I'm getting paid to fucking perform. And then I was like, I guess I gotta kind of try to take this shit seriously, you know what I mean? So that happened, first show, and then first record, Top of the Food Chain, you know what I'm saying? So I was running around with Breeze Ever Flowing, Stronghold again, the big bro. I used to back him up, and we used to go he was, you know, Breeze was killing shit on the battle scene, Blaze battles, all that shit. Breeze was hot, the MTV, all of that shit, and I'm Breeze's little mix. You know what I mean? It's hard to say that nowadays. I'm fucking grown and shit, but I was Breeze's little mix. You know what I'm saying? So I would run around with him and hold him down and just, you know, spit a freestyle whenever I could or whatever. You know, didn't have any songs, just had a million verses. I didn't have no songs on nothing. But
Poison Pen was smacking to your friend? I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, I had a bunch of features. If somebody's like, yo, go rhyme on this shit, I mean, that's different than me having a song.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that counts to the catalog. But as far as me, like, yo, let me write a song, a hook, a chorus, multiple verses, I had none of that. I could rhyme all day in the cypher. I could spit a verse if we go in the stool, but I never had no songs. That's what I'm saying.
Well, speaking of that, not to get off record, what did Eddie Ill and DL do for you? Who's Eddie Ill and DL?
Oh shit! Wow, that more firsts. Like I said, you remember the first?
Yeah.
Eddie Ill and DL, they were mixtape DJs from that time.
My crew.
And they used to, they used to put together fire ass mixtapes with a bunch of people from the underground. And the first thing I ever appeared on, I believe, was on their mixtape.
Me too.
Yeah, the first. Matter of fact, the first song. I think the first song that we recorded was Stronghold. At Stronghold. You wasn't even on that one.
No.
The first song that we recorded at Stronghold was on the Eddie Ill and DL mixtape, but it was.
But then we was on another one that we did too.
Right. But the first one.
Fast Forward Studios.
Wow, Fast Forward Studio, you crazy, you wildin'. $40 an hour. It was $40 an hour.
I was there. Man. I was there.
But the first song was on Eddie Ill and DL. It was called Fort Flambe. It was Breeze. I went first too, which is crazy. I ain't never been in spectator get queasy. Didn't realize MCs bleed easy. That was crazy. But I remember that shit still too. I remember every rhyme I ever wrote.
You did?
Wow, bro. I don't.
I know, nigga.
I don't.
Yo, this nigga right here. Oh, yo, so he used to be so bad at this nigga. But he on point now. He on point now. But we did a song called Fort Flambe. It was Breeze. It was myself, and then it was the Arsonist too. It was
I remember.
Destroy, Freestyle, and then Quest of Mad Lad closed the record out.
That's right.
So that was the first song that I appeared on, like that came out to anything, whatever. And that was on the Eddie and DL shit.
Yeah.
And that was like the first Stronghold song technically. And all of that shit. So yeah, more first.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Shout out to Eddie and DL.
Salute.
And they used to look out for us crazy when he was with USB, WSB,
Yeah.
Stony Brook and all that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, more Big L shit.
The basement.
Because I remember Big L,
Internet audio.
when we go to USB, L was up there one time. We was up at USB. It was like at Big L and maybe I can't remember who else, but Big L was there. And the fact that Big,
Audie?
I don't think Audie was there. Nah, rest in peace to Audie. I don't think Audie was there. But I seen L, and it was crazy because he actually gave me that and was like, I'm like, oh, this is Big
Yeah,
L.
he remembered you from the show.
Exactly. And I was like, oh shit, Big L know who I am. That's what's up. Like,
see how that go?
hell yeah, like, you know what
See
I
how
mean?
that go?
So yeah, shouts to L. But yeah, so that was the first. The first shit was the Eddie Hill and DL shit.
Yeah.
Which ties into the first show, the Pace University shit.
right.
The first record, top of. So all the first is what really made me. If I could do this, that means I could get more. That's how I looked at it. Like, oh, the show leads to this. Oh, this music leads to this. And it was literally each situation was literally somebody asking me, yo.
One time for your mind, one time for the mind.
This is really amazing.
Your boy lifelong. Come on. It's the length, elastic strength, time well spent. Moves made, 10 toes, hold it down, cement. Brick and mortar bill, open like a store. The brand expands from local to cross shores. It's the length, elastic strength, time well spent. Moves made, 10 toes, hold it down, cement. Brick and mortar bill, open like a store. The brand expands from local to cross shores. It's the